I still personally wouldn't like to be without Henry Shefflin or Tommy Welch or both. I think all around the field there is replacements for everyone, but those guys are the real engine room, and particularly Henry he's one of those guys now that's really looked up to on the Kilkenny team. He is going for a piece of history, and he's a very, very popular figure, so I think he is the one real engine man on that team. So can Kilkenny afford to be without him? Ultimately probably, because everyone has to be you won't be there forever, and you have to be replaced sometime. But at the moment, I think he is someone that's not that easily replaced.
Kilkenny will be absolutely overwhelming favourites, and based on their performances over this year and the last few years, so Tip will be definitely up against it. But when you're in a final, you have a chance, and Tip performed very well in last year's final, and their form this year is improving, and will need to improve another notch or two again to compete with Kilkenny. But like I say, when you're there, you have a chance. It's hard to see any weak spots on the Kilkenny team now, to be honest about it. But I think Tip will just have to focus on getting their own strategy right and their own tactics right, and getting the absolute optimum out of the guys on the pitch, and hopefully a major contribution from a couple of guys on the bench as well. So all those things will have to go right from Tip's point of view, and if they do, then maybe we'll have a chance.
We expected a little bit more from Cork. I suppose we didn't realise we were going to get a top as quickly as we did, but I suppose I suppose they were a little bit flat on the day, for whatever reason. I suppose we got the breaks, and that was always going to be the difference, and it's the same in any match. It's you can be tuned in, and if a break goes against you, it's hard to react to it. And I suppose we delivered two big blows in the first half, and that has been the difference, because over the last 10 years in Championship hurling against Cork, we haven't got goals, and that has been the reason that the match has been so close. And this year I suppose we got 3 goals, which is the first time we put that up on Cork in a Championship match for as long as I can remember anyway. I think you'd have to go back to the 93 All-Ireland for the last time we scored more than 1 goal against them. So that was a big thing, was to get the goals. It gave us a little bit of breathing space, and I think we tagged on a few points, and I suppose it put them under the pressure, it put them in a position where they had to chase the match, and I suppose that probably suited us then. We were always able to tip on a few scores.
They're a super team. They're the team at the moment. They're over, not only the last 5 years, I suppose over the last 10 years they've been up there. They've been number 1 team, and it's like the rest of us are trying to get up to that level. And that's, I suppose, the next 3 weeks, Kilkenny and Tipperary, that's all we're thinking about, is the match in 3 weeks' time. Coming from Tipperary, we want to play the best that Kilkenny have. We definitely want to play the best that but looking at Kilkenny over the last number of years, they don't only have a strong 15, they have a strong 30. And I don't think it actually makes a difference who starts or who plays for Kilkenny on any given day, because there's one thing that they probably have over any other team in Ireland over the last number of years, is they have a panel. So even the semi-final, I was up in the semi-final again, Cork, the subs that they took on and took off, even when Sheff went off, Martin Comfort came on, he had a pint straight away, made no difference, and the subs that come on, they slot into the team the very same as if they should have been starting.
There'll be 80,000 people in Croke Park, and it often takes 2 hours to get from Newlands Cross into Croke Park, and this is wonderful, and delighted. It just goes to show the popularity now of our games, that we've come to a stage where one supporter and 3 friends will sponsored by Guinness, have a helicopter ride almost into Croke Park. So it's absolutely brilliant.